Hi, this is a follow-up to the video called Conversations with the Mirror. It's the same concept but taking it just a little bit further. And I have to tell you, it'll be uncomfortable for those of you who do the same thing I do, which is belittle yourselves, bully yourselves, sometimes be downright abusive to yourselves. I'm not coming from a place of judgment. I do this all the time still, even though I'm very well aware now that this is something I would not tolerate if I were observing it. If I saw someone talking to someone else the way that I talk to myself, I'd probably be interrupting even if it were strangers. I don't like bullies. Then one day I realize I'm the bully. I'm putting myself through abusive treatment when I talk to myself oftentimes. And because it's so important to just identify an issue, that first baby step, I thought that I would kind of amplify on that first video. Now the first one was not having to look at me, and I'm going to get my wigs out and play some characters, and sorry, it's going to be a hell of a lot of me. But even if it makes you cringe when you realize that you're guilty of the same thing, it may be worth watching. Because really all we need is that awareness to the point where we start catching ourselves. Then we can see what we're doing. And with the help of this video, I'm hoping see where those kinds of things are coming from and where else they can come from to be more kind, more loving. So here we go with Conversations with the Mirror, Part 2. You loser. When are you going to get it into your head? You can't get anything right. Why do you keep trying? You fool yourself. You tell yourself that you're going to get it right this time, but it never happens. You don't have a right to be here sucking up oxygen that someone with more value could be using. Just take yourself out and do the world a favor. Make room for someone that can contribute something. You're a piece of shit. I'm disgusted with you. You know, you may have a point there. You do always mess everything up. And I've seen you try over and over again to get better at things, to get noticed for your efforts, and you know, it just always falls short. Maybe you should take yourself out. And you know, I don't say that lightly, being your loving ego and all that, but you're not at peace. Maybe you'd finally find some peace. And I hardly think anyone would even notice if you were gone. Yeah, maybe you got an idea there. Please, don't be listening to your ego. Yes, I know, your ego is much louder than I am and much easier to access. But let me tell you this, you're not taking up anyone else's space or oxygen. You're meant to be here. You're meant to stay here. You may feel like you're a failure, but you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be stumbling sometimes and learning from it. You're growing incredibly even though you can't see it. Give yourself some credit. You're far too hard on yourself. And let's just be honest. That ego of yours is pretty dominant. it's okay to say, you know what, ego? Thank you for your input, but I got this. You're needed here. There's a reason you're here. Just give yourself a break. You're loving to so many people, but when it comes to you, no, you can't seem to do it. And please quit thinking that the only way you're going to find peace is to leave this earth. You can't see it right now, but you will find peace ahead. And you'll be so glad you stayed. Be gentle with yourself. Be loving. You deserve it. You know, you're kind of a joke. You put all this effort into manifesting blessings, but you don't really expect that they'll come your way because you know you don't deserve them. So why do you set yourself up like that? You're not worthy of what you desire. All that is just bullshit. But you keep trying. I mean, I'll give it to you. It's good that you keep the hope. But really, you're defeating yourself because you don't really believe anything good's gonna come your way, or if it does, you don't believe it'll last. So, you know, no offense, self, but you're a joke. Blessings, huh? You think you deserve blessings? Maybe. Well, maybe not. You know, I do think you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Because even if you believed, finally, that you're worth the blessings, that you're worthy, period, I don't think the universe is going to think the same thing. You're a good person and all that, sure. I mean, I'm your ego. I gotta like you, right? But I do have to protect you too, and I see how you get your hopes up and then nothing ever happens and you're all disappointed again, and maybe you should just acknowledge that you don't deserve those blessings and give up. Just be happy with what you got. Quit trying to get more. Yeah, you don't deserve it. Just being honest to you. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. You are worthy of blessings, and there will be many coming your way. Maybe the first thing you should manifest is belief in yourself, belief in your value, belief in your worthiness. You listened to the wrong people when you were young, and that's not anything to be ashamed of. That's what children do. They believe the adults, but the adults were wrong. The adults were so wrong to make you feel like you didn't have value. That's on them, not on you. Don't give up hope. Don't stop believing that blessings can come your way. Yes, you've been what's been blocking them because you haven't really believed it was possible. But I'm here to tell you, yes, it is. And yes, you do deserve your blessings. The universe has no shortage of abundance. You ask for what you want, and it will come. It just takes you backing it up with your belief in your worthiness. You can do this. Let's just kind of ignore that loud ego of yours. You idiot. You stupid idiot. Why did you say that? Do you ever think before you open your big mouth and embarrass yourself? All those people, and you said that? You should be so ashamed of yourself. I'm ashamed of you. You know, Scarecrow, if I only had a brain, maybe you better see how he managed to get his in the end. Idiot. Oh my God, yes. That was such a stupid thing to say. And we ought to be used to it by now, you and me. You've said a lot of stupid things in your life. Look at all the people who have pointed out, you're an idiot. You gotta believe them, right? So, yeah, I can't really dissuade you on this idea. You're kind of an idiot. You say things no one else ever agrees with. That ought to be a clue. You know, maybe you should just kind of isolate yourself. Don't go out anymore where you might open your big mouth and embarrass yourself. You know, I got your back. I think that's a good idea. What do you think? You think you're stupid. You think you're an idiot. Because you've had people tell you that. There's something that has not occurred to you. People lash out when they don't understand, when they're fearful. The things that you have offered over the years have been different than what they have ever considered. That makes them uncomfortable, that makes them fearful. The things you can see, the things that occur to you, the things that you feel are just an unfamiliar and really unreachable level than most people can get. And so what do? Because they're so uncomfortable or they're afraid, they put you down. They're trying to escape something that makes them squirm. And the way that they do that is to make you think that you should keep your mouth shut. They want you to think you don't make sense, and they wonder why they never thought of that. You're different. Different is good. You have so much to offer. You just need to quit believing those people that want to make you doubt yourself so much that you quit pushing them outside of the box. And you're so different that you're a threat. You just keep being you. You're amazing. You're smart. You're a visionary. Visionaries are often misunderstood. You just stick to this and quit believing the people that are scared because you make them think about things that they don't want to, or that they know they cannot possibly understand. You are so far from stupid. What were you thinking? Why did you think that this could work? You're past your prime, baby. It's time to accept it. You're old as fuck. What can I say? You know, it's ironic because suddenly you have an interest in living your life in a more authentic way, and you want to get yourself out there more, and yet, oh yeah, it's kind of embarrassing, those wrinkles and the dark circles and, you know, that extra padding that comes on with years, and, well, you know, let's just face it, you're a mess. You are past your prime. And the irony is, you didn't appreciate yourself when you were younger. You were thinner, you were prettier. Yeah, you didn't have some of the savvy you have now, but really, looks are way more important than that, right? So, yeah, you know, you might have to just admit, it's time to hole up and just be your old self you by yourself, because, yeah, your better days are gone, honey. Yes, you have lived some years. Yes, your outer appearance shows that. But But what you don't see is what comes from within. And no, not everyone can see that. Your light, your essence, what makes you sparkle. Literally, sometimes you sparkle. You can't see that. All you can see are the things that age has brought you. Your appearance deteriorating in your eyes. And you think that life is over. You don't acknowledge how much you've learned, how much wisdom you've gained. You don't see. Your mind works in different ways that gives you some very special ideas. Your life is not over. You are not past your prime. If you still need to make note of those wrinkles or the extra weight or whatever it is that torments you when you look in the mirror, please remind yourself that the part that's within you, the part that the people you really want in your life will acknowledge, has nothing to do with this body that you're inhabiting this time around. And the savvy, as your ego called it, and discounted, is actually pretty special. So concentrate on that and know that you have many years ahead of you. You actually have more ahead of you than you have experienced in the years so far. Please quit looking at yourself as a has-been. You know, there is that saying about mind over matter. This is what you're going to have to start working on. Your ego is quite harsh. Your ego has a lot of mean things to say to you. And then, of course, there are those voices from the past that made you feel inadequate. Let's put some earplugs in. What do you say? You can now access me, your higher self. And I'll keep cheering you on because, baby, you've got a lot of exciting things ahead of you. Your life is just beginning. Look forward with excitement, not with dismay. There's a whole world out there you have not seen yet, and you're going to be thrilled. Kind of uncomfortable to watch, wasn't it? It was uncomfortable to make. So I thought I would do some little moving lights across the screen to kind of take back some of the tension. If you talk to yourself this way, in the mirror or otherwise, just in your head, you can now see you would never talk to someone else the way you talk to yourself. It is a sad thing that we treat other people better than ourselves. That's really not how it should be. We should treat ourselves kindly and treat others kindly, but we often leave ourselves out of that kindness loop. So what do we do about it? It's a slow process for sure, but being aware of it is where it starts, and then we start catching ourselves. So if you walk up to that mirror, or if you start talking to yourself in your head, no matter where you are, mirror or not, you want to say, oh wait, would I talk to my best friend that way? Would I talk to my child that way? Or my parent? Hell no. So why do I think it's okay to talk to myself that way? And remember, it is our egos that allow us to do this. Our egos think they're protecting us. So it's not like we want to kill our egos. Our egos are necessary, but we have to understand that our egos operate out of fear. Fear for us embarrassing ourselves, fear for us getting into situations that will challenge us too much. Honestly, when you think of it that way, our egos don't have a lot of confidence in us, do they? But you just start catching it. And then you can do that famous saying, cancel, clear, delete, or just say, hold it. I take that back. I don't want to talk to myself this way. I don't want to be a bully. And then you rephrase it to something more kind. You saw how the ego would reinforce all the insecurities and just escalate the fear. And then the higher self would come in and say, no, you don't have to listen to the ego. Don't let the ego be so loud. Listen to me. I'm coming from love. The ego is coming from fear. Not saying you just snap your fingers and it's done. It takes a while. But it is breaking a bad habit and building up a new, healthier habit. It takes some time, yes, but it's totally worth it. Don't allow yourself to talk to yourself this way, in the mirror or otherwise. And certainly don't let other people talk to you this way. That's how this started. So many of us listened to critical parents or critical caretakers, friends. We don't want to put so much weight on these outside influences because they're coming from their own place of wounding. It's a weird thing, but sometimes it makes some people feel better to take others down a notch. It makes them feel more secure in themselves. We can be compassionate about that they don't feel good about themselves, but it doesn't mean we have to take their crap on as our own. I hope this helped you see that there are healthier, kinder ways to talk to yourself. The mirror didn't talk back this time. We had the ego and the higher self. But it still illustrates the point. All right, I think that's all I have to say. I know it was uncomfortable and I apologize for that, but sometimes it takes that slap upside the head to get us to pay attention to what we're doing to ourselves. Take care, everybody. Bye.